Well, it's looking like General Motors is not trying to stay out of whatever the sport slash high performance truck game is. Interesting. Let's talk about a project that's going on called Apache. What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage. We've seen all kinds of news coming out from, you know, different things that Ford is doing, the return of the TRX at Ram. Well, it looks like General Motors is reviving an old nameplate. Now, for those that have been around for a while, you've heard the name Apache before used on some of the General Motors trucks. It probably doesn't shock you at all. There's been they've used it a couple times, but I don't think though. I think the last time that was used maybe was in the 70s. I don't believe that they used that in the 80s. I sure don't remember it in the 90s. So this is interesting. Now, looking at what the Apache was back in the day, it didn't instill any sport truck sort of vibes, but from what I'm being told by sources at GM is that there is a sports truck being built that will compete head to head with the Ford Raptor R and the TRX. And what I'm being told is General Motors wants that crown of most horsepower, which means it's probably going to have a ton of boost. And I'm guessing they're probably going to put, a big supercharged engine in this thing. Now, it's not just about the engine. They need to get that, the suspension and everything else in that truck to be able to compete with the Raptor R and the TRX. And not that I know people will be like, oh, well, they have the ZR2 in the Colorado and they have this and they have, yeah, but it's not the same thing. It's apples to oranges. It's not an apples to apples, comparison. And General Motors does need that to be able to compete. And they see, I guess, because they're seeing Stellantis making the moves that they're making, they're bringing back their line of V8 trucks that they're doing it. Now, the only issue I have with General Motors is this. They had to figure out their own engine issues first. And I know they are standing by and waiting, just like John Elkin is, on some emissions help. So that they can get rid of systems like the active fuel management system, the displacement on demand BS, the same thing that Elkin wants to be able to do at Stellantis with the Hemis. It makes them more reliable, no lifter failures, none of that other crap. And it's also makes them much cheaper to build, and you probably can put a little bit more power in those things and not have to worry about, arbitrary systems failing. But I'll leave the question to you, not a super long video. I'd love to know what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you're a GM fan, if you're, a Chevy fan, do you think the Apache is just a code name for this truck, or is this going to be the nameplate that they put on the truck to compete with the new TRX and the Raptor R? I'd love to know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, stay petty, my friends.